Hello and welcome to Empires of the Undergrowth. We shall continue once more into the depths. To the laboratory, to the formicarium. And in chat we have Skelly Fresh and Skelly Vamps. Ooh, Taco Wednesday, that sounds yummy. Okay. I did this one already. Geez, how long has it been since I played this game? I might want to do a warm-up. I could do a warm-up, new home. But we could do challenge mode. Medium difficulty, but challenge mode. And then I can do 3.2. That should be fine.
This Formica Fusca queen has set up home beneath a rotting log. She is fat and vulnerable. Her first brood will need to move quickly if the colony is to survive. Their priority now is to find food, and there is plenty around. But there are other hungry creatures down here. The workers will need to be vigilant.
There we go. I can make food here. I can do speed boost. Just to make sure all the food is getting moved quickly.
Unfortunately, the queen chose her colony's home poorly. This earth is infested with Grillatalpa grillatalpa, the European mole cricket. Growing up to 45 millimeters in length and with powerful forelegs, these beasts are masters of tunneling. The crickets have had their fill of roots for the day, and are now on the hunt for protein-rich invertebrates. This queen and her brood are in imminent danger of being devoured.
Yeah, I really like this narrator as well. Okay, we can go. We can do that. I do need to get food. Okay, let's come over here. Get this food as well.
The ants have encountered a pocket of woodworm. These defenseless weevil larvae will make an excellent meal for the colony. They will be butchered and carried off for processing.
Oh, you're right. I need to switch that. 1 second. Thank you for reminding me. I always forget to swap the game stuff. Thank you very much. I fixed it. All right, back to the game. Oh, let me make sure I have Streamlabs open. There we go. Let's continue. Resume. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna want to go for this as quickly as we can. I think it's gonna end up when I'm here, it breaks, right? No. Okay, so I can go all the way around. All right, get that food. This could be here. I could do a 3. Do another one here, and then 2 more here. I do need to move at least a little bit quick. And getting all this stuff built because I do get attacked kind of quickly. This is one of the challenges I've actually done before. Okay, we got 2 here, 3 here, 2 here. Let's go with this one. Okay. Oh, and we still have food up here too. We can grab that food in a second. I'm gonna need a group of workers that hang out with my soldiers. Mole cricket. We're here.
Must mount a defense quickly, or their brood will be forfeit.
You're gonna want to come up here so that way we can grab some food. It's not gonna make it in time. Just leave it to the skellies to save the day. Yeah. Yeah, they're making good cannon fodder at least. And that's not going to be too difficult to transport. That's going to be some nice food too. Okay, I can put you back on the queen so you can focus on building. We got 4 here that we're going to be fighting. I think I can go for these guys first though. Put you guys down here. These 3 workers up here, and then I will have...
The workers have uncovered carnivorous larvae of Ocypus olens, the devil's coach horse. They are born ready for combat, with powerful slicing mandibles for chopping up their prey. They are still small, however, and must undergo a final pupation before their armor is fully developed. If the ants are fast, they should be able to overwhelm these critters. If the ants are disturb the adult of these larvae, the outcome for the colony may not have been so fortunate. They must expand with caution.
Got some of those now. One here. If you're new to this game, having the walls around your stuff gives it a bonus. So that's why you don't just want to carve everything out. Also defensive purposes, but the bonus is the main reason. When you upgrade stuff, you get a +1 for the walls around it. Yeah, I
loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
Okay. And by having a group of workers in this group, it means that when I want to dig, the workers are going to be there. These workers aren't going to have to run all the way to wherever I want to go. Okay. Let's get these paths upgraded a little bit, and then... Oh, I should upgrade this food, actually. Yeah, so you see how like those weren't... I couldn't upgrade them? It's because of the way they're right next to the opening. So a solution to that is to put a speed path next to it, and then they at least get a bonus from the speed path. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff about this game that just is great. Yeah, the animations are good. The game itself is very enjoyable. Once you know what you're doing, because the stages are kind of, they are what they are. You know what to expect once you do it once or twice. They're not that bad, but they can be very difficult. but it's not RNG difficult. It's like planning things out difficult. Okay, up here. So this is going to be these guys, but they're still alive.
These wood lice will make a significant addition to the colony's larders, but they are clinging tightly to the ground. It's going to take some effort to dislodge them.
So I can send them up here. Honestly, only other acceptable option is voiceover. Yeah, Ants Canada as the voiceover would be. That would be crazy. In a good way. Crazy good.
Mole crickets are burrowing into the nest.
Oh,
The
okay.
ants must
Everyone get
defend
back.
in multiple locations at
Get back
once.
to base. They're so busy. See, this is going to be rough because these guys are insisting on fighting these, and here, don't fight. Nope, don't get food. How about that? Don't get food. No. But yeah, that's just about timing. Okay, we're gonna have a second group of them over here. The workers who are around the queen, they're gonna fix up the base a bit. Let's get some of these guys over here. Yeah, the Infinity Nikki drops are pretty quick to get. I think you can get all of them in an hour and a half, something like that. Let's put a speed boost there. All right, everyone come over this way. For me, I like the fact that it's basically a modern platformer, but on PC, and it's like, it reminds me of Spyro the Dragon and a Jack and Daxter. It gives me those vibes, that kind of a platformer, 3D platformer. It's a lot of people call it, they're like, they call it a dress-up game, but it's a dress-up game in the same way that like Guild Wars 2 is a dress-up game. Yeah, it has some Jack and Daxter vibes to it. It's got some Mario vibes to it as well. So you're playing a girl who gets transported into another world, Isekai. And you are well, Skelly, Skelly Fresh, you never played it, so I think it's harder for you to say. Not to be not to be mean, but most people that I know who have played it, and I've been like, yeah, it kind of reminds me of like an open world Mario game or a 3D platformer like Jack and Daxter and Spyro. They're like, oh yeah, I can see that. I can really see that. Because for them, as soon as I mention it, they're like, that is all they can see the game as from that point on. It's no longer a dress-up game, it's a 3D platformer. Yeah, I do have a ton of videos about it. The end game of it is just like an MMO's end game, where it's all about dress up and collecting stuff. But it's got dungeons and bosses and ability outfits. like how Mario's got ability outfits. You're collecting, it has its collectibles that you run around and collect. Yeah, this is a lot of these guys, but it's food for the colony. The colony needs food. We're gonna have more crickets popping in a second, I bet. So I'm hoping we can get as much food in here as we possibly can. Oh yeah, I see crickets coming in right here.
A mole cricket is burrowing into the nest. The ants must mount a defense quickly, or their brood will be forfeit.
Okay, is that the only one? Yeah, that looks like it's the only one. Turn those invaders into food? Exactly. All right, and then I can upgrade this middle bit.
They can to improve these food stores.
So this center one is already fully upgraded. Now these are fully upgraded. I can upgrade these. This one I should be able to upgrade. Upgrade those. This one I can't quite upgrade yet. Those two. That'll let me upgrade these two. I'm gonna be one all for that one. And then this one up here is, for some reason, is nowhere near. Okay, food stores are pretty good though, so I can relax on those. All right, we're getting good food. I think I need more ants now. I could do ants over here. Mighty ants. Right, head this way. That. Oops, well, whatever. How about this? Let's get rid of that, because that's not what I wanted. I wanted these guys. More of the soldiers. I can do a speed track here. Let's get rid of that one. That way I can carve up a little bit. Need a little bit more food. Which these guys are... Oh, they're out of food. Okay. All right. Over here, I have 2 that I can take out.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
This is going to be a tough fight. I could probably do it now, but I'd rather do maybe this side. And I'll come back here because I do want a little bit more speedy movement with the returning food to base.
There are intruders in the nest.
Yeah, they're in a bottleneck. A lovely little bottleneck. They do have ranged units that shoot formic acid, but those are in later stages. Oh, we got crickets coming in.
Mole crickets are burrowing into the nest. The ants must defend in multiple locations at once.
And we got one set of crickets over here coming in. I'm going to send that group over there. If they can get there. Okay, let me send these guys over here. All right, good night, Skelly Fresh. Thanks for having, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, have a good one. Okay, head up here, grab those, and finally make this. And then I'll be able to start working on upgrading all of these. Could do speed path all the way up. Yeah. Yeah, that'll cover that area. See, I could get rid of this, but if there's a situation where these guys break through the bottleneck here, that little bit of extra could help. Okay, food-wise, we're doing okay. Select this food, and while we're at it, we can start digging this area out. Get our troops waiting.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
And Saturday, my brother and I have talked about doing either Astroneer or Elite Dangerous. I think he's more interested in Astroneer, and I'm fine with Astroneer. Okay, we're gonna take this out. I should be okay to fight the boss. These boss guys up here.
There are intruders in the nest.
Let's take these guys out first. I'm gonna keep them running back and forth for a second. Okay. Let's unleash the enemy.
There are intruders in the nest.
Okay. While we're doing that, upgrade these things as much as possible. hold off on opening that until we get all the food in base.
A mole cricket is burrowing into the nest.
Okay.
The ants must mount a defense quickly, or their brood will be forfeit.
Mole crickets. Gotta get the mole cricket. He's eating the young. Let's see if I can surround him. Awesome. Delicious, delicious protein. Protein for the nest. I had a colony of, a Chinese person, I should say, gave me a colony of carpenter ants when I was in China. And it was a Christmas gift from the person.
Predators are loose in the nest.
Because I watch Ants Canada.
Must be protected.
And their logic was, well, these are really big ants, so you don't even need
Path of a fully developed devil's coach horse beetle.
coach horse beetle.
For breakfast. The beetle is almost 4 times the size of a black ant and protected by thick plates of external armor. Whilst it bites at the tiny defenders, it sprays foul-smelling secretions from the end of its raised abdomen, disorientating the ants. The devil's coach horse is dead. Its corpse will provide food to support dozens of new brood.
Let's get these guys over here. All right, I should be able to really surround this guy now. One of the coach horses is dead, but the other is not. There we go. Now they're both dead.
This Formica fusca colony has now established itself as a rising power in the Undergrowth. Soon their territory will need to expand above ground, where new challenges await. For the time being, however, the Queen is safe.
Yeah. So, yeah, they got me the carpenter ants, and I found out that carpenter ants smell like licorice. Okay, we got first inning before 10 mole crickets have attacked. Yep. Cool. And then this one is impossible difficulty after 50 mole crickets have attacked. Which is that's not going to happen.
How is the colony progressing?
The Queen is exhibiting interesting new behaviors. I believe the colony is beginning to adapt.
Okay. Let's do, so this is the main colony. In this game, you have your main colony, which is like a science colony. And then it's a genetic mutation or a genetic modified colony that mixes different ant types together. And the scenarios are you're playing through the different ant types so that you know how they play, basically. How the special unit from that ant type plays. Let's do that. This is going to be our food area. So we're gonna oh, I will need to go to the surface to collect food, actually. So let's head up to the surface. I'm gonna break the rock entrance. And then we get access to the surface, where we have lots of food because I didn't collect anything last time either. Got these little bugs as well. Okay. And as they bring in food, they're going to put it around the queen first. And then once I get a food storage place built, they're going to start bringing it here. And now that I've got 7 workers, I can actually tell them to start building stuff in the base. There you go. But this is going to take them a minute to get all of that stuff. What I can do in the meantime is I can look at how I want this base laid out, because we are going to be defending this base at certain points. So I could do one here. Do one here. Ooh, I could do it like that. That would not too bad. See, this one, not quite as... Maybe I could find a way to make it so... Here? Oop, oop, oop. Maybe something like that? I don't know. Or I could just copy what I did over here. And then food stores are full. All right, let's upgrade the food stores. All right. Oh, I could do it there, actually. That would work. You cannot refill areas after you dig them out, so that's why you have to kind of think about how you want to build stuff before you have it built. So I could do that and that. All right. I can do... Probably would want to do more workers first and foremost. Do a speed tile here. You guys can go up to the surface and get more food. And we're gonna grab some workers. First chance we get. I'll do the workers on this side, and then this side will be soldiers of some variety. Probably these soldiers. Okay. Now that we have some food, they can actually go in here and build this, and then I can send the new squad of workers out to collect food. Though the workers that are around the queen, you can never upgrade them. They're always going to be level 1 workers, but there's 7 of them. Okay. Have to wait for them to grow. All right. Now we're going to get some food coming in. I can upgrade these guys to move faster. Can also add more food stores over here. They'll build that. Some more workers here. Gosh, when's the last time that I played Sim Ant? It's been so many years, but I do remember playing it. Played it so much when it first came out. It was fun. Getting our workers. I am going to want to upgrade this because I believe the upgrades that I went with for the workers, food harvested from creatures. Yeah, so I get more food when harvesting food from creatures, which I think does not apply to the seeds, but instead applies to like these things. Let's upgrade that. Let's upgrade these speed tiles over here if we can. Yeah, you can even visually see how much faster they move on the faster speed tiles. If I could have any ant colony personally, I'd probably want a trapjaw ant colony. In part because they seem like I could have an open top for them, and they can't really climb up the sides like a lot of other ants can. Or at least that's what I learned from Ants Canada. So they would be a little bit easier to keep. I wouldn't have to worry about them being amazing escape artists or anything. The game itself is not that overwhelming, but it does take a long time to get things done. It's very much a queue things up and then sit around for a hot minute. And the missions themselves are individualized. So I did New Home. That was the very first mission that I did. And it's kind of challenging sometimes, but once you get into the rhythm of playing the game and you know how it works, it's not that bad. It's still a challenging game. There are difficult things about the game. The Leafcutter missions are, some of them are particularly hard. But it is a game that I think is very enjoyable. I feel like what non-ant game is this most similar to? It's kind of like a cross between Dungeons 2 and Majesty. So Majesty is I have no idea if you know what Majesty is. It's a fantasy sim game. You're the king. You put bounties on things. You tell people, you give people gold to go do things, but their movements are automated. Dungeons 2 is sort of like a base builder kind of game, and your troops are generally automated, but you kind of tell them, go here and do these things. So it's sort of like those two games combined together, I feel like. Okay, I mean, I know that they're old games, so that's fair. Other games, it's a bit like an RTS with automated aspects. So imagine StarCraft 2, but instead of telling your troops, everyone attack this thing, you can only do the attack move. And then once they're attacking, you can't tell them to stop attacking and come back to base. You have to send them out. They're all going to die. But resource management is a little bit easier. You don't have to queue things up. The queue is automated by your workers in the nest. It's very much a go here and do this, and they'll go there and they'll figure out what you want them to do once they get there. Yeah, I'm glad that makes it clearer. So like you saw my troops in the previous mission, they were attacking, some of them were attacking some enemies, and my base was getting attacked, and I'm like, come back to base, and they were like, no, I gotta kill this thing first. So every movement is almost like an attack move, so you have to think a little bit more about it. But if they die while there, then they're going to be back at the base. They respawn instantly back at the base, and that's what these eggs are down here. These are basically the respawn. These are ranged units that I'm putting down. But you see how there's all this food on the surface? I am just trying to collect as much of this as I can right now. And this is probably a slightly more boring aspect of it, but this is the base you come back to repeatedly. So you start off in one formicarium. This is the second formicarium that you're in. You start off in a different one where your queen is like down here at the bottom, and the entrance and exit is up here at the top. And then after you do these 4 missions, Pikmin is a good example. It's kind of like Pikmin in some ways, but with more base building. Once you do the first 4 missions and then you complete the formicarium stuff, then you get transferred into this one, and you can do other missions starting from this one. But you can never go back to the previous formicarium. So it's sort of like you have to start over again. But this area does get expanded on. All of this, you get a bigger play space here. All right, have a good dinner. Yeah, we've spent a lot of the food. There's still so much up here. Let's just send everyone out to collect food. This is taking so long. It's taking forever. All right. There's going to be a huge influx of food. I'm going to upgrade some of these. Hey, 40. How's it going? Need more food. Gotta collect more food. Oh, and Rorak is here. Cool. I saw your messages earlier and I was like, oh yeah. So I was so out of it for a moment. It was nice to see you, Rorak and 40. Yeah, this game, this is like my third time playing it. First time, well, okay, second time on stream technically. First time in this iteration of myself. Because I did play this previously when I would stream in China. But I don't stream in China anymore because I'm not in China. Not anymore. Yeah, no, don't do that. I'm just trying to click on this thing. It's a good question. Are you a fan of strategy or ant games or both? I am. This is currently the second Formicarium, the second stage. So I'm playing as the genetic ones in the laboratory right now, but I will be playing as the Leafcutters in a moment. Yeah, if this game interests you, I definitely recommend it. It's a fun game. It is challenging too, but only if you can afford it. Like I know how tight people's budgets are. Yeah, in our economy, I know how that is. I used to live and work in China, so I stocked up on a ton of games there because there's not much for me to spend my money on in other ways in China. So I would spend huge swaths of my money on games. Oh yeah. Yeah, being in a country with a lesser currency definitely. Oof, that's even worse. Isn't China hard like that? Yeah, generally speaking, a lot of people just want to save money in China. But for me, if I would save money, but I would have so much money that I could be like, oh, I feel like buying a fish tank, and so I would just buy a new aquarium. And it's just the line of work that I was in, where I was making enough money that I felt really successful in China, but I was not making so much money that I had any hope of ever buying property in China, or that's how I felt. And then when I met my Gandie, my basically like my Chinese adopted family, or my Chinese godfather, and that my Chinese family basically, they were like, oh yeah, we can sort of help you out with some of this stuff. And then I was able to get a couple of houses in China, and that was great. And mortgage wasn't too bad either.
This small leafcutter colony has established a foothold in a clearing near the base of a tree. Their location provides prime access to lucrative harvesting grounds which have gone unchallenged for the past few weeks. However, unbeknownst to the ants, the peace is about to be broken. A scourge is drawing in. It will be here by morning.
Oh, I remember this one. Yeah, so when I was in China, I lived in China for a very long time. I lived there for. Are we not collecting leaves? Why are you not collecting the leaves? Is it because we're full? We're not full on leaves. Why are you not collecting leaves? I'm confused. Oh, I don't have leaf storage. Duh. I need leaf storage. Come back here. I need leaf storage. I'm so distracted. Yeah, I lived in China for over a decade. About a decade and a half, really.
These rove beetle larvae pose a serious threat to the minim workers. They will need to be exterminated quickly.
See if I can break this. Yeah.
Ants have uncovered a Heterophrenus Battersea whip spider hiding beneath the leaf litter. This unnerving arachnid feels its way through the undergrowth with modified antenna-like forelegs. When it finds a target, it snatches forward with enormous pedipalps, impaling its victim on deadly spines.
There we go. Now I can go get some leaves. I play, let's see, other games that I play include Infinity Nikki. I play Guild Wars 2, Helldivers, Jump Space. I intend to do a playthrough of Dungeons 2. I might do 1 or 2 streams of Dungeons 1. I don't know if I'll ever do Dungeons 3. Yeah, this game is not for people who have like arachnophobia and whatnot. The game is really not suitable for them.
Waste is building up in the fungus gardens.
Oh,
the
right.
Leafcutters need to dig out a refuse dump.
Right, a refuse. I forgot. I guess I was thinking that I already had one, and I don't. That's my fault.
The ants must fight.
Okay. a refuse dump. Speed paths. Okay, it's almost all of the mold used up. Gonna need way more leaves.
Several meters south of the nest, a legion of nomadic Essaton Berkeley army ants are preparing to march. They set up camp late last night and will now conduct daily swarming raids on the surrounding areas until they see fit to move on. This humble leafcutter stronghold will soon lie directly in their path.
Yeah. The ant autobahn. Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty. That is quite accurate. Yeah, let's get some more speed tiles.
The army ants have arrived. They will sweep eastward, swarming everything they find. Larvae-filled ant colonies are particularly ripe for culling. Only a substantial defensive force with the right tools to repel the aggressors will be left alone. The Leafcutters must prove to the invaders that they are more trouble than they are worth.
Yep. I'll probably do more ant stuff sooner or later. I'll see you later, 40.
If the army ants can be pushed back beyond Leafcutter territory, they will likely give this area a wide berth until it's time for them to relocate their nest.
Alright, seems like my ants have mostly... Oh no, they're not even close to having cleared this area yet. Never mind. I was going to say they've mostly cleared this. No, they haven't. They really have not. Okay, this looks like...
Scouts will head out from the swarm frontier in search of live prey for the horde. If they find anything of significance, they will call for reinforcements.
No,
A
no,
battalion
no,
of soldiers can respond in seconds.
For the horde. Well, that's not good.
There are intruders in the nest.
Well, we better take them out. Upgrade the leaf stores. Okay, corpses. We don't do anything with these corpses. All right. I think the ants are mostly going to be kept away for this first day by some of the like spiders and whatnot that are around here. And I think that this thing at the top is telling me boop, boop, boop. 1, 2, 3, like that. Many sleeper agents in the caves. Yeah.
The swarm frontier is expanding towards the leafcutter nest.
All right, let's fill this up. Do you have a particular type of ant that is your favorite ant? Because I mentioned that I like trapjaw ants quite a lot. Never thought about it? Okay. That is a very reasonable response. I think a lot of people haven't thought too much about stuff like that. Oh, whoops. These are the wrong... I was making the wrong ants. Oh, well, whatever. I do remember people talking about soldier ants being the most scary because they could eat through everything. The soldier ants are... they can be on the scarier side. Fire ants have always been the thing that I think of as quite a terrifying type of ant.
The Leafcutters have been spotted by a scout. If it escapes, it will call for reinforcements.
Okay. Okay, they're gonna call for
The
reinforcements.
army ant scout has been silenced. The Leafcutters can continue their work.
Yeah, I'm gonna head this way, and I'm gonna see if I can take out some of these guys. As an insect, ants are great, only beaten by bees. I do have a bee game, by the way. Put on gloves for fire ants. Yeah. Fire ants are fascinating too because they can float on water. Okay, I think we're good. Yes, I have Bee Simulator. It was like Buzz Bumble or something like that. That was for the N64. I played that one. Yeah, the fire ants, they make a ball that can float on water like a raft of ant bodies, basically, of their own body. I think I'm going to move this to up here. Gosh, I'm still thinking about that Ants Canada comment though. Man, that would be crazy if they got an Ants Canada to be the voice.
As dusk sets in, the army and foraging activity begins to settle.
Could be Buck
Seaton
Bumble.
Forces are reconvening to join a giant bivouac formed of their own bodies where they will wait out the night. For the Atters, this is the perfect opportunity to stockpile leaves.
Okay, we're going to be stockpiling leaves. I remember this one not being as hard as the previous one. I feel like the previous mission was way harder. Yeah, the game, it was for the N64. I played the entirety of that game. And I used to play the final stage over and over. I really liked it. I don't know if it was actually a good game, but I enjoyed it. And I guess that's what matters, that I thought it was fun. Yep. By the way, the Norwegian happy birthday song is really difficult. Why is the Norwegian happy birthday song so hard to learn?
The ants will fight to the death.
Let's see if I can come up here and take these guys out. I believe so. I was seeing if I could learn it. I was like, oh, I could learn happy birthday in Norwegian. That's not too difficult because I'm trying to learn Norwegian. Because why not? I think learning languages is beneficial, and Norwegian seems like a fun language to learn. It seems like it's not too difficult compared to something like Chinese. But my vocabulary is so minuscule, and they're so like I really thought it would just be like the English version of happy birthday to you, but it's not. It doesn't even have the same tone. So for me, I was like, ah, man, that's gonna be a challenge. But yeah, I've spent not that much time, but I have spent some amount of time trying to learn Norwegian. It's a lot easier to type it than it is to say it. But I am interested in learning it, and I think it would be a beneficial language for me to learn, if for no other reason than because it would be a non-Asian language that I could speak. I know a little bit of Spanish. I know a little bit of Latin. I know a few curse words in Italian, but I don't really know any Western languages beyond English. It looks like I'm doing pretty good on the leaves. Yep. Norwegian could be a segue into German. That's true. But yeah, I don't know too many Western. I don't know a lot of Western words outside of English, if that makes sense.
The colony is starving. There's not enough food to feed the new brood.
They just collect the leaves and put them in the food places, and then they will be fine.
The workers have done all they can to improve this refuse dump.
Okay, let's put you guys out there. But yeah, I think learning other languages is fun.
The sound of panicked arthropods running from danger can be heard throughout the leaf litter, and the ant birds are circling overhead.
It's a big,
the swarm has returned.
it's a big guy right there.
The ants must fight.
Norwegian is your native language, right? Yes, totally different. Totally different. Let's not worry about collecting leaves for a moment. Get everyone over here. We're gonna need to push these guys back. Yep.
The Leafcutters have been spotted by a troop of army and scouts. If any escape, they will call for reinforcements.
The red bar at the top is where they're going to come in. So the first part of the red bar is them coming in over here. The second part of the red bar is them coming in here. And then the third part would be them coming in like somewhere down here and marching basically right next to this. Yeah.
The army and scouting party has spotted the Leafcutters. They must not be allowed to report back to the swarm.
Oh, and I have a
An army and
spider
scout
over
has
here.
reported recent Leafcutter movements back to the swarm. Enemy reinforcements are inbound.
Gotta take this damn spider out or something. Okay, everyone come over here. Let the spider play with them, I guess. We can bring some leaves back. That'll be nice. Yeah, killing them delays the bar.
The Leafcutters have been spotted by a troop of army and scouts. If any escape, they will call for reinforcements.
It's fine. They can call for reinforcements. I'm busy.
Army and scouts have reported recent Leafcutter movements back to the swarm. Enemy reinforcements are inbound.
Yeah, let's have everyone set up over here. All right, I got my majors. The charge forward. All right, that seems to have done away with this particular section. I'm almost full on food. I have very little refuse to worry about. Not full on leaves, just full on the food stuff. The mold that they eat. Okay, seems like their activities for the day are waning. Against the Storm. That game sounds... I don't know if I've played it, but it sounds very familiar. If I have not played it, I've at least heard of it. Potentially watched other people play it. is released by Hooded Horse 2. Okay. I could look into it. Okay, we're bringing in leaves. I'm gonna wait until some of the leaves get here before I expand again. Okay, I've got some leaves here. Let's open this up a little more so I can make some more leaf tiles. And then I can upgrade these.
As daylight fades,
As
the army
daylight
ferries the last of the
fades.
day's spoils back to the bivouac for the evening feast. They will return at first light.
First we make expand, then defend it. I am going to need them to hang out here so that I can expand this. And wait a moment just to make sure that they're actually here. StarCraft 2 meme. Ah. Living in China, I was not exposed to a huge swath of memes. Unless you count Chinese memes as memes.
The larvae must be protected.
I did encounter many a Chinese meme, but yeah, a lot of the Western memes, I don't, even if I know them, I don't know the terminology related to them. So if you're not aware, stuff like YouTube and Twitch are not available in China. Like, you cannot access it in China unless you have a VPN. Yeah, so some of the memes that were really funny to me, they were typically the language related ones, like you're fluent in Chinese and then someone asks you to say something, to talk to them in Chinese, and all you say is ni hao, and that's it. Yeah, I have lots of connections to China even now. It's just that right now I cannot comfortably go back to China for the time being. But once I do go back, then I probably wouldn't be streaming on Twitch anymore. So it's also a question of, well, if I go back, why would I be going back at this point? Because what I did in China, I ran a training center in China. That was the number one thing that I did for almost the entirety that I was in China. Is I was an English teacher slash training center entrepreneur kind of person. Yeah, they had Bilibili. So I streamed on Bilibili in the past, and the majority of the time I would get two types of people on Bilibili. Either people who were like, teach me English for free, or people who would say, you need to learn Chinese. And I'm like, I know Chinese. 我知道中文，但是我的中文不好。And they would be like, 哇塞啊，你的中文很好啊。And I'm like, no, it's awful. My Chinese is absolutely horrible. But you know, it's just one of those things where they would assume that you're a foreigner who's there trying to make everyone speak English, and I'm like, nah, you don't need to know English to hang out with me. We can speak Chinese. 你们是我的中文的朋友。And then you'd always have the Chinese person who's like, wow, your accent is so thick when you speak Chinese. I can't understand you at all. And, well, sorry. There's nothing I can do about it, really. Sucks to be you. Other people can understand me just fine. Yeah, let's get rid of those two. And there you go. Need more food stores. The way the Leafcutters play in this game is totally different. The hardest thing about Chinese is tones. If you get comfortable with tones, you're fine.
Short. The swarm has mobilized.
Yeah. And I would say the worst part about Chinese is that Chinese people are like, oh yeah, there are 4 tones. Actually, there are 5 tones. It's just one of them doesn't really, they don't count it as a tone because it's not a tone in the way the other ones are tones. But for me, I got used to speaking Chinese, and so what I know pretty well. But when it comes to actually explaining Chinese to people, it's a little bit harder for me. Like, I cannot teach Chinese to people, but I understand Chinese well enough that I could talk to a Chinese tourist in Chinese. So they could be like, they might ask me, where's the bathroom? And I could say, oh, the bathroom's down the street on the right, or down the hall on the left, or whatever. I could do that kind of a thing. Or I could just say, come with me, and lead them there.
The ants must defend themselves.
We got stuff. Yeah, it's a lot like, you know how to drive a car, but you don't know how to make a car. Okay, you're just leading yourself to death. Just not worry about that. Let's go this way. You're just gonna all die if you keep fighting the praying mantis. Stop fighting the praying mantis. Oh, damn. They all came over here and then they all died because I forgot that I had them on. Okay. Just go back in the base until the praying mantis goes away. Okay. Yeah, it's like Attack on Titan. That's for sure.
An army ant scouting party has spotted the Leafcutters. They must not be allowed to report back to the swarm.
It's not that bad. I do need more troops, and I have to wait for food to come in. And then I have to wait for the leaves to mature into proper mold. It's a challenge. It's a waiting game. Could definitely be worse though.
The Leafcutters allowed an enemy scout to escape. A
That's fine.
battalion of soldiers is inbound.
Cool. I don't, not concerned. Yeah, let's cut these two out. How much is this one? Is this 80? Okay,
The
yeah.
Leafcutters are causing problems for the army ants, and the swarm frontier is beginning to recede.
Good.
The
All right.
Leafcutters have been spotted by a troop of army ant scouts.
It's fine.
If any escape, they will call for reinforcements.
Let them call. All right. Now I just have to kind of wait it out, and I'm going to upgrade all of these. That's the next step, is upgrading everything. Oh, we got this. This is not too difficult. Oh, can you guys like not collect food? We're focused on fighting. March them down. That's right. Crush the invaders. Oh god, that would be horrible if the praying mantis showed up again. All right, I'm pushing them back. I think we'll be okay. And this plant here, it reminds me of a plant that I've actually got in this apartment right now. It's also very similar to a plant that I had in China.
The ants must defend themselves.
Plot twist. This is going to be going. Oh, that would be horrible if this happened in my apartment. Fascinating, but absolutely terrifying. I'm expanding again. I need to upgrade, not expand. What am I doing? I'm doing the wrong things. Upgrade these. I do want stronger troops. I think that's a little bit more important right now, having stronger troops. It's 160. $150. Okay. Right now it is $450 in America. Once I finish this match, which should be very soon, I will be ending stream and starting on dinner. I would figure I'll probably be streaming for another 10 to 15 minutes.
The day is nearly over. The army retreats, and a relative tranquility sets in across the rainforest floor.
Oh no, not the whip spider.
A fully grown whip spider has detected the presence of the Leafcutters. With supreme prowess, this gargantuan night hunter can knock back, swipe, and lance even the toughest major soldiers. A considerable sustained flow of resistance must be called upon for the colony to stand any chance of dissuading this legend of the Undergrowth.
I might as well take it out. Goodness. Yeah, let me allow that. Music's gonna mute for a second. Allow. Yeah, this is a true crisis. This is a crazy boss fight. It does become a question of, can I do it though?
Attention of a whip spider. The ants must defend themselves.
It's all good. I've had some couple of crazy bots come in here with saying some crazy stuff. Oh no, there's another whip spider. Oh no. All right, we're not going to. Oh, and a grasshopper. Or I guess this would be a locust, wouldn't it? We're gonna take a breather for a minute. Yeah. Oh, which cheese do you prefer? Because I know in Norway there are two cheeses. Do you have a preference on which brand of cheese you like? Really? Whip spider again? Let's get the leaves. The producer. Is it like 3 Godzillas? It feels that way. Okay, tomorrow, I'm thinking about my schedule. Tomorrow's going to be Dragon Quest Builders. Friday's going to be Infinity Nikki and then Helldivers. Saturday's going to be, I feel like it's probably going to be Astroneers. Sunday's going to be Helldivers again, unless Bunny doesn't want me involved. Because I want to be there and help and everything, but also I'm like, at a certain point, I feel like I'm starting to intrude a little. And then, yeah, Astroneers. Yeah, my brother really likes Astroneers, so I imagine that's what we will be playing. We've also been looking at Elite Dangerous. But that'll probably be a different weekend. Then my Monday stream I intend to do a little bit early so that way I can raid into Bunny's stream so I can still get my stream done and then I can go and watch Bunny's birthday stream. So on the 8th I will be here a little bit early for that reason. And then yeah, I would imagine she is, but I'm also I'm very conscious of these things sometimes.
Dawn has broken and the night critters run for cover. The army ants are on the
The
march.
army ants have arrived once more. Yeah. And yeah. Early access days. I remember, I think I watched Markiplier play it. A lot of Markiplier's videos get uploaded to Bilibili, by the way. He's on Bilibili. He is one of the most, I guess, pirated YouTubers. I'm not sure if pirated is the right word. But people upload his content on Bilibili all the time. Including including his members only videos and there's also his Unis Honest. All of his Unis Honest stuff is on there too. I don't know about PewDiePie. I don't really see much related to PewDiePie on there, but I see a ton of stuff about Markiplier on there all the time. All right, our food stores are pretty good, so I think I can just upgrade a bunch of stuff. I got all these damn grasshoppers I gotta get through. Yeah, I definitely, I think Japan was a big factor.
The colony is starving. There is not enough food to feed the new brood.
Well, that's just because the leaves aren't rotting fast enough, or whatever the term would be. Yeah, let's just hang out here for a second. Oh my goodness. Another giant. No wonder they were taking forever. Okay, let's charge forward.
The scouting party has spotted the Leafcutters. They must not be allowed to report back to the swarm.
Get them. Destroy the army ants. Crush them. We're not crushing them very well. You're not doing it right.
An army ant scout has reported recent Leafcutter movements back to the swarm. Enemy reinforcements are
All right.
inbound.
I think I'm gonna need to have one more night. I felt so confident that I could get this done today. Like this today as in this day in the game. But it seems like I just don't have the leaves for it yet. Bless their little ant hearts. Let's come down here, see if I can get these leaves. They might be worth it. Yeah, that damn whip spider. He screwed everything up.
The ants must fight.
Why must they always fight? It reminds me of the trying to do things in Guild Wars 2, and then an enemy sees you and the like the zombies are like, more, come. And then my character is like, it's running away. No, please don't come. I don't want anything to do with you. Leave me alone. I'm just trying to do map completion. You're not part of map completion. They're leaving. See how many leaves I can collect before things just get too chaotic. I have this spider over here. And a little baby praying mantis. Why don't they fight each other? You would expect them to fight. Am I playing pacifist? No. It was frequently just like a... Well, have you ever played Guild Wars? The enemies aggro onto the player really easily. And it gets worse as you get into higher level areas. So there are times where you're like, okay, I need to open the map and I need to teleport somewhere, but you can't teleport in combat. So you rush to open the map and you teleport somewhere just so you can be away from enemies. So that way then you can teleport again comfortably. I feel like Guild Wars isn't for everyone. It's a fun game. But it is very much like an action RPG meets MMO. I think they don't change it because they're like, well, that's how the game is. So that's probably why. I don't think most players that play it care that much.
Once again, the nightly truce is founded.
Oh, all right. All right, Mr. Whip Spider. Oh, wow, you're going down fast tonight. Yeah, this definitely feels like Pikmin with the way that they're fighting this thing. And I'm just looking at the map and all the other ants keep getting intercepted. All right. Gonna keep an eye on this for a second. Let's see if we can finish him off. We're gonna take you down. Maybe. Your friends are coming to help. Okay, that's not going as well as I had hoped. Did I even do 100 damage to him that time? That's crazy. Stop collecting things. Let's hang out here for a minute. There we go. That's better. Seems like there's stuff just waiting outside my nest right now. I'm gonna need to wait for my ants to grow. Here, let's do that. They can maybe help build things a little faster. Let's do speed tiles to here. I like those in toddler ants. Yeah. They are intolerant. Okay. Let's go this way. There was a game for, I think it was the PlayStation 1. Maybe it was PlayStation 2 called Lunar. I think it was PlayStation 1. Because it was a sprite-based game. Sprite-based RPG. Really? You're gonna run away? Run down here?
The battle has begun.
You bastard. You bastard. I'm coming for you. I'm gonna get you in your nest. Yeah.
The whip spider has fallen. The colony sacrificed many brave soldiers to pacify this beast. The queen will now work quickly to spawn the replacements.
4 dudes in a row type of game. Now we cooking. Yeah. Unfortunately, the Leafcutters don't
Once again, the swarm raiders return.
Don't eat those.
The battered soldiers of the outer ranks stand to meet them.
But I do get all these leaves now. I totally forgot what I was just talking about because I was talking about a game. Oh, Lunar. Yeah. So there's Lunar and then Lunar Silver. What is it? Lunar Silver Story and Lunar Blue Moon or something like that. They are anime as hell. Yeah. But I played those back in the day. It's kind of funny though, like after I lived in Asia, because no one in Asia watches anime or really has anything to do with anime, I really didn't think about or associate with anime at all anymore. So whenever people talk about modern animes, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I know there was a Fruits Baskets reboot. I think there was a Sailor Moon reboot as well. But yeah, I haven't kept up with anime. Well, you would think it's a perfect time, but unfortunately it's not a perfect time because my brother is very much riding my ass about this streaming stuff, and if I slack off, he's gonna be like, oh, so you don't want to do streaming stuff? Okay.
Pushing eastwards is proving to be inefficient for the swarm. They will fan out in other directions.
Yeah, unless I can directly associate anime with streaming stuff, there's not much hope there for the time being. Okay, I think we got it this time.
An army ant scout has spotted the Leafcutters. It must not be allowed to report back to the swarm.
We got some upgraded ants. We've cut them off. Awesome. We did it.
Against impossible odds, the soldiers of the Atta stronghold met the tyrannical intruders with ferocious defiance time and time again. Unable to break their lines and after tremendous losses, the army ant swarm has finally elected to move on. For the Leafcutters, the ultimate trial is over.
Victory! Let's get extra royal jelly, of course. In level. Quick march. Shoot the messenger. Workforce. Whiplash. Yeah, I had to work for it. This game is not easy.
Colony progressing?
The Queen is exhibiting interesting new behaviors. I believe the colony is beginning to adapt.
All right. Well, I am going to end stream there. I will be back tomorrow, starting at same time. I do post my schedule in my Discord, so feel free to join and check out there. I try to post my schedule before I start streaming on Monday. Sometimes I post it as early as Sunday. It kind of depends because sometimes people want to wait until like Wednesday to try to set things up for the weekend. So the weekend's always a little bit of an iffy thing. But yeah, the plan is up there at least. So till next time, stay healthy and continue to stay awesome. I will see you in the next one, which will be tomorrow. Bye.